Today, we're going to talk about, let me see, the prepayment plans. I got a lot of people who were asking questions about what is Hustle Camp, what is these things you're doing, right? And I decided to go ahead and drop this and just put this out there and let people ask a few questions while I explain a few things. I'm using my phone because I don't know if the channel live stream will work, but essentially with Hustle Camp, it is a blueprint to change your life. And that's a complicated thing. It's really, really complicated. It's not simple. It's not easy. It's very, very challenging. And with that, I've changed how I will give you content. I've changed how I am going to deliver certain things to you. I had a question, and I've kind of figured out some stuff where I can use the phone and I can be up in my computer, and I'm going to find this question, maybe. Okay, and I'm going to read out the question to you and kind of give you my take on it. There will be no counter to it. All right, so where does this fall in line with blank School of Business? I don't believe people don't want to buy. It seems like this is a new hustle. Should be welcome to like your pitch. I will email your assistant. Okay, now here is my response. It doesn't. I looked over his stuff last night. We do completely different things. I've started 14 businesses and consulted from e-commerce to insurance companies. How is setting up multi-generational path of wealth that would take years to do a hustle? And part of the problem, and I have to take responsibility, is messaging. And part of the messaging and issues that lies here, because I put the content out, I put the messaging out, which gets these responses. So knowing what the problem is, I have to change the messaging. I have to be more consistent. Now, there are some people who are asking for payment plans for the boot camps and Hustle Camp. There are no, quote, payment plans. There are prepayment plans. Prepayment is you'll make all of your payments before you have access to Hustler Camp. Now, I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this. We set up payment plans. Like for anyone that had a payment plan for anything else, you're good. I'm not changing that. Don't worry. But going forward, I will not be doing any more. Do a payment plan, have full access to the core. I'm not doing that anymore because it causes problems. And this is the problem that it causes. You have a group of folks who paid in full, who are committed. You have a group of folks who are partially committed. And I've been doing online courses for years, and I've seen it over and over again. Someone will start a payment plan, car breakdown, or something happen. It's like, look, I can't do that. I can't do this. Can I get a refund? I've seen it over and over and over again. So essentially, the payment plan is a prepayment plan. And for those of you who, because I sent out an email, and after this renders, I'll go ahead and put this. Let's see, make sure. I'll go ahead and put this under this live stream, and I'll probably will only leave this live stream up maybe this week, just a little while. It won't be up permanently. And part of that is my goal is to give you what you need, not to give you what you want. What people want are super easy, super economical, and fast solutions to very complicated problems. I have none of that. This stuff is going to be hard. And matter of fact, I'm going to see if this is going to work. Kind of like go behind the scenes a little bit. So we will see if this will, actually I can't. Well, actually, hold on. Yeah, I can. And it's going to be in this thing. I'll just focus over here and it'll be a little shaky. Because later on in the day, this is going to, day 1 through day 6 is going to be full. Now, what we're going to do is boot camps. You're going to go through day 1, day 6. Then we're going to have a boot camp. And then you're going to go through this. And we're going to have another boot camp. Then you're going to go through this. And you're going to have another boot camp. Then you're going to go through these days and have another boot camp. This is how the training is going to go. Essentially, let's pop out. Cool. It's like going to school. You're going to have coursework. You're going to have assignments. You're going to have things you have to do. This will not be me just talking and you'll be like, hey, Glendon, great speech, great video. No, you will have assignments. You will have to do stuff. And the Facebook group, I have a lot of people who try to join the Facebook group. The Facebook group is for people who are in Hustle Camp. So you got to be a member of Hustle Camp to get in the Facebook group. And this is something I had a lot of people try to join the group. And I was like, hey, you know, this is a perk to something else. And I would email, never hear from them again. So the messaging is, I want to give you what you need to be successful long term. These are not short term fixes. The things that I'm putting into this first leg of Hustle Camp, the boot camps, these are things that are not going to change overnight. How you set up an LLC, the proper steps of business structure, manage your money. These are things that you can teach to your kids and your kids can teach to their kids, and they're still going to be effective because so many people are looking for the quick fix. They're looking for the short-term solution to complex problems, and it's just going to be like that because I take even my consulting clients through this process. Let's get you a budget. And you know, people are like, I don't want a budget. I was like, you need a budget because this is what happens. Say you are a supercharged entrepreneur, right? And you're stroking it out. Then what happens is you go ahead and make more money. Then you have what's called lifestyle creep. So here you were living perfectly fine on maybe $18,000 a month from your hustling and stuff. Now you're doing 50 G's. You've escalated your income, you've escalated your lifestyle, but your standard of living in terms of finances is the same. You have more stuff, you have more access, but you're going to have a lot of problems if you do not manage your money. And I've said this before, if you don't manage your money's going to manage you. I don't care how much money you make. You've had people who have won 50 million, 100 million in lotteries, and you know, literally got 25, 30 million cash all at one time. And 5, 6 years later, they're homeless. I mean, it's crazy, but this happens because people don't understand money. And we're going to talk a lot about money. We're going to talk a lot about, you know, because the first set of boot camps is foundational. Foundational means is we're giving you the tools to build something tall and wide, like buildings and houses. When they're grading the land, that takes a while. They're putting in the sewage, they're putting in the electrical, they're, you know, fiber, whatever they need to put in. Same thing with buildings. That process takes so long. Then once that foundation is there, then, you know, it's like incredible how fast that building seems to go up. But when you include the planning, the grading, when you include all of those things that were necessary for that building to be, it didn't really go up that fast. It appeared to go up that fast because you didn't know about the other stuff or you ignored the other stuff. So it became a situation where people are not doing their due diligence or paying attention and thinking things are happening much faster than they really are. Now, I don't really expect to get too many people to watch this video. I really don't, because what's going to happen is I'm going to continue to talk about this, and I'm going to continue to talk about many of the same things, and I'm going to keep sharpening the message, and I'm going to continue to push the right way to train people to develop long-term wealth, better finances, building in entrepreneurship. And the thing is, I read that question to you in the beginning because I have said I assumed I wasn't correct, because if I was correct, I wouldn't have got that question, or maybe that person didn't watch the video. When I say this is going to take years, Hustle Camp is going to take a year. We're going to go to the first set of foundation building, prepping you to do more. Now, one of the benefits, and let's talk about the price. Hustle Camp is $600 right now, and the prepayments, there's matter of fact, there's like three prepayment tiers. You can make 2 payments of $300. You can make 4 payments of $150, or you can make 6 payments of $100. And it's every 2 weeks. It's not once a month, it's every 2 weeks. And once you finish up those payments, me or my assistant, we will go ahead and hook you up, sign you up, put you where you need to be, send the Facebook invite. Now, why am I doing this? I am doing this because I want the right people. One of Cameron's laws, I have many laws, is you can't do the right things with the wrong people. So if I continue to put certain messaging out and to talk about certain things, I'm going to get a certain result. If I want a different result, I have to do different things. So I know how many people are online. They're looking for really fast solutions because something bad's happening, or they don't have enough money, or they're struggling, which are real problems. And I do have compassion for you, but I also have a mission and a directive. When I was making money A to Z with self-storage unit auctions, I helped several hundred people, maybe a few thousand, get to anywhere from $500 to $5,000 a month in income. Now, I went back and I said, all right, why did that work? The message was the same. It was on point. I talked about the fundamentals. When I came on here, I didn't tell people that storage auctions were easy like some people did. People who are no longer on YouTube, people who are gone, people who are doing other stuff because they built their foundation on duplicity. They built their foundations on stuff that was not long-term sustainable, where I came out and said, look, I'm not going to tell you storage auctions are easy. I have stories on this channel of me pulling a box in a canoe, knocking me upside the head. There are these kind of things that happen. So the channel has had a very strong foundation for those who are open to the message. If you're not open to the message, I'm just a guy on YouTube talking. But if you're at that place where you're ready to change your life, and to change the lives of your children, and to change the lives of your grandkids, and to actually, you're gone, right? But there's a picture of you up on the wall because, well, that's granddad or that's grandma, and let me tell you what they did. Like this house, all of this land, this building, these stores, you will live forever if you go ahead and start investing in these things now for your family. You'll never die. And many people have a problem with that because everyone's predicated on all these short-term outcomes. I want to hustle hard so I can have money for the weekend. I want to hustle hard so I can go on vacation. I want to work out for 90 days so I look good on the beach for a weekend. That kind of short-term thinking is just replete with many of the things that will prevent you from being long-term successful, long-term healthy, all kinds of things. And going through this process of I don't want you to go out on your credit card. I don't want you to take out a loan to buy the courses because, going back to the price, like right now it's $600 and it'll probably stay $600 until I get through these next 2 to 3 stages of boot camps. If I add more things that weren't planned, I'll raise the price. And I'm not going to tell you I'm raising the price. I'm not doing that game anymore. That's very internet marketing. It's like, hey, hurry, get in right now because the price is going to go up. I did that for years. What I'm going to do is sell on value to people who care about their future. This isn't for everybody. Everybody can't come on this journey. Everybody is not set up for this, and that's cool, and it's not a bad thing. So for the folks who come, and like I said, it's $600, and you go through, let's just say the LLC portion, and you learn these things. And I'm just going to give you an overview. I'm not going to get into the granular details. We'll get into that in the Hustle Camp. But I helped someone use a YouTube channel to get 15 grand back on their taxes. They have a job in the YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel doesn't have a lot of views. See, that there is a way, if you know the tax law, structure, that you could build a YouTube channel and get a lot of your federal income. And we're going to talk about that from a YouTube channel. We're going to talk about that with serious businesses, and it's about the proper structure. It's about the proper paperwork. Many things we're going to do. And that's just going to be one of it. So let's just say, because I can tell you where this is going. And for those of you who decide to go for the prepayments, you lock in your price. So if it takes you 6 weeks to pay or whatever, if I raise the price up to $1,500, guess what? You finish making those payments. That's your price for getting in. Like you make your last payment. That day or the next day, you're going to get an invite from Patty or myself. You're going to get in there. So you lock in your pricing regardless of what I do in the future. And part of this is I am teaching you delayed gratification. You're putting down real money that you work hard for something in the future. I spent probably 30 grand on a project this year that probably is not going to bear fruit until next year. I'm practicing what I'm teaching you. And many people are not going to go for that. It's like, look, I pay money. I need that course. I need to be in there. And I'll say, to you, sir, ma'am, whatever, cat, whatever, this isn't appropriate for you. This isn't the right thing. Go somewhere else. There's someone out there that'll help you. Because once again, the fundamentals, delayed gratification, doing the right thing, building a good foundation. This stuff is not ever going to change, and so many people are not going to do it. They just will not. And then they're going to look up 10 years from now, and they're going to look up 20 years from now, and they're going to see someone who did these things, and they're going to be jealous, and they're going to become a hater, and they're going to start talking trash because this person made a better decision. The life that you have today is the result of decisions you made 10 years ago. No one wants to tell you that. I lived it. I was in that boarding house, and I realized it's like where I'm at right now. I made some bad decisions. Yeah, my ex-wife was evil, but there was another part. If I had made better decisions, I wouldn't have been in that boarding house. That's facts. If I had made better decisions, if I had managed my money better, and I wasn't an alcoholic, I didn't do drugs, I didn't take fancy trips. I really spent most of the money on the family. But if I had made some different choices, and like if I just put $100 away in the bank every month religiously, I would have never been homeless. Never went through that. So I take full responsibility for the things that happen to me where I can, because when you act like a victim, you're going to be treated like a victim, and victims aren't treated well. People have sympathy, but they also have disgust for victims. You just see this thing. Like, I'll tell you something, that this devastation, Harvey in Texas, when Katrina hit, was still selling on eBay and was selling furniture. My partner and I, personally went to Savannah, we went to Mississippi, and we went to New Orleans to deliver furniture because everything is jacked. We saw like furniture stores. We're like going in New Orleans. I saw boats in trees. I saw cars on top of buildings. I mean, it looks like something out of a end of the world type movie. These scenes, a car in a tree. You've just seen it everywhere you look. There was just something weird and crazy. And you're going to see all of that in Houston right now. In Houston and all those places that have been devastated. All of that. And this is going to take years to fix. There's going to be crazy stuff like storage units. All the contents that's on those units, destroyed. Unless it's waterproof. Many people's precious memories, gone. Baby pictures, things that can't be replaced, gone. You're going to have people who are going to suffer emotional and physical devastation. You're going to have a lot of broken people. And then once they start to clean this up, then you're going to have all of these contractors and everybody going to Texas. Because Texas has money with being an energy state. And you're just going to see this. And there's a lot of people there who I'm not going to blame, because no one knows when a hurricane's coming. But if they made better decisions, they would have been able to get out. A lot of people could not get out because they didn't have money. I remember I was at my business partner's brother and sister-in-law's house, and we were watching the news, and we were just talking what was going to happen with these folks from Katrina, because all the folks who had money, they got out or believed. We have a lot of this nonsense where everything's fake news. So there are some people who put their lives in jeopardy because they refused to believe what was coming. I remember back when the weather was really jacked up in terms of prediction, but the weather is pretty much on point. And they said this is going to be bad, and it turned out to be worse than bad. But proper notification was given, and many people didn't listen. Same thing with Katrina. We're going to discuss this for years because there's going to be all kinds of stuff that are coming. But if you were an individual who made proper financial decisions, you could have got out and you could have saved your stuff. Because I don't think I told you guys, I was thinking about moving to Florida, and it's been so busy, I never got a chance to go down there because, I'm not one that deals with humidity well. I know Florida, humidity go together like peanut butter and jelly, and probably will not be moving to Florida. But part of that is long-term strategy. You know, I may have a piece of rental property in Florida. I may do that, but as like full-time living, not doing it. But it's about proper decisions. It's about setting certain things up. And many people don't want to do it. And once again, the Hustle Camp is very different from other online courses because I'm doing it the way that I feel it should be done, not what's the best internet marketing way. Or I could just not say these things and put it up for 99 bucks and not really care and make a lot more money. But I have other sources of income. So I can do this the right way and not have to worry about it and build something that will serve people year after year after year because I don't have to go back and change it. It's not built on trends. It's built on solid financial principles that do not change. When you live on less money than you make, you're better off than people who live to the max. That's never going to change. And then, you know, about stacking. So you have a lot of craziness going on. And like I said, you will see all kinds of new content on this channel that's going to be very different because, once again, Cameron's Law. You can't do the right things with the wrong people. So if I continue to send out messages that draw the wrong people, there's going to be conflict over and over and over again. But I straighten out the messaging. This is going to take some time. This is not quick. You're going to have to make heavy investments. Yes, real money. And it's going to take a while for you to see results. That's the message, which is going to run a lot of people off because people have been conditioned to microwave success, microwave results. And once again, you ever notice you can only put so much stuff in the microwave? You just don't know. And for people who are asking questions or making comments that have nothing to do with the topic, I am going to completely 100% ignore you. So that's one of the things, because that's another thing. Just, you know, for future, if you make slick comments or something just to get attention because your life isn't producing enough service where people pay you attention, I'm just deleting your comments. I'm not even going to talk to you because right now, once again, you can't do the right things with the wrong people. And if you're not listening to this message, if you're just kind of here because you're bored, you're not someone who's going to do well in Hustle Camp. You're just not. And that's not wrong or right. That's just how it is. And I recognize that and I act upon it. So since I've kind of figured some stuff out, I can also check out the comments. What's up, Lord Vance? What's up, Jen? Muka, what's up? What's up, Lamode? Let's see, Ross, what's going on? What's up, Rana? Theo K. Egland, in your credit course, you advise getting a loan from a credit union as the last result in building your credit. Is it better to get a loan from your own bank or credit union? I don't know if you saw that, but when we get to, let me see, where is it? Make sure. First boot camp is personal income accounting, budgeting. Second boot camp is Fat Cat Secrets. Fourth boot camp. So the fourth boot camp, we will get into the credit stuff because there is a certain way that you have to do it today. Earlier this year, I had an audit from my bank. And I had an audit from my bank because I was putting a lot of money in my bank and taking a lot of money out. And they were like, what the hell's going on? Because this behavior is not normal. You did those old rules, you know, you got all these people talking about business credit. And like, I'm going to tell you straight up, you're not going to get a six-figure line of credit from a commercial bank or a credit union with a bad credit score. It's not happening. I know people will tell you you cannot buy an old corporation and inherit its credit lines anymore. When you buy an old corp, the bank's going to say you as a new officer must come in and requalify. You might get the paydex on certain things. You may get the things with suppliers. But when it comes to unsecured credit products, you must requalify. You must have the proper score. It ain't happening. So a lot of that old stuff on the internet, which used to work, and I know it worked because I did it, it does not work anymore. And we're going to talk about all of that stuff in Bootcamp 4. Now, part of this is, and I'm going to give you the trajectory because, first of all, personal income accounting budgeting, that's the foundation. Everybody's like, I don't want to do that. You need to do that. I do that. I teach my clients to do that. Everyone that's coming through Hustle Camp is going to learn how to do that because let's say you start making just $1,000 a month extra money, right? If you don't have a budget, you may not even see that money. You may like, because it's like, well, there's more money. I can do a little bit more, but I'm not really feeling it. And the internet and this instant gratification thing has pushed people to the point where it's like you almost like pow, need to be knocked over the head to get it. Whereas if you have a budget and then the extra money comes in, you'll be like, oh, wow, there's extra money, because you'll be able to see it because you have financial processes and containers where money should be going. So you'll be like, wow, there's extra money here. But if you're just doing what lifestyle creep, spending more money, that money will come in and you won't really even feel it. Now, if you made 10 G's a month extra, you definitely feel that. But the budgetary thing is real. You got to do it. I went to an event. I still got all of this little swag. Also, I'm just, oh, that actually did focus on that. Cool. Yeah, we got YouTube swag. They came to Atlanta. It was nice. I'm going to take you through the correct way of doing this. And once again, I fully understand everybody's not going on this journey because it's not cheap. And here's the thing, and here's the big payoff. Let's say you come in at the top of Hustle Camp, which should probably be $1,500, $2,000. And you go through the process for a year. And after that first year, you make an extra $24,000 a month. Not a month, but let's say a year. You spend $2,000, and the next year you make $24,000. That is 10 times your money, right? Then next year you make $48,000. That is 30 times your money. And then the next year you make 100 G's. See, that's the thing. When many people look at the price, they look at where they are right now, which is the immediate gratification monster. But if they start to like, wait a minute, I spend 2 G's now and I can make 20,000 later, that ain't a bad investment. But if it's like, I spend 600 now and I ain't making no money for a few weeks, that's too much. You need to make that $39.99. Wrong person. You're not the appropriate Hustle Camp person. And then let me just go ahead. Once I build out Hustle Camp, because I expect it to take a year, it could go faster. Then we get into the advanced level tactics, which the people who go through Hustle Camp, who follow the rules, who do the things, then they'll be able to do this advanced stuff, because you get a lot of people who see what I'm doing and they try to copy me without understanding why I'm doing, without understanding the foundation, not knowing all the hard work that went into it. And all of a sudden they're like, that don't work. That Glendon Cameron is a scam. And the thing is, you don't know what you're doing because you don't even know the right questions to ask. That's the thing that cracks me up. That's like me going into a surgery suite and telling this thoracic surgeon what he or she should be doing when I know nothing about surgery just because I have an opinion about it. Like, well, maybe you should move that heart valve over there. I think it looks better over there. Oh, that would kill him? Oh, my bad. And that's what a lot of people online do. It's like, I have an opinion that's just as important as your facts. No, they're not. Not even close. So let me get back to some questions because I think I worked this out. Let's see. What's up, Chris Monroe? What's up, Crayson? Chris, I think 600 is not enough. People waste thousands of dollars on traditional education that they will never use, all for the piece of paper and never get asked for in life. True. Jen, the credit union has lower interest rates. That's true. What's up, G. Adams? Elder Williams, I owe Glendon so much with the knowledge I've gained from him over the years. It's crazy. Appreciate that. Dante J. Fam, you have no idea how your words are consistent with my plans. You're making moves to be in Houston in 30 days. We're making moves with junk. I can tell you right now, if you want to make some money and you don't know what you want to do, contracting is going to be huge in Houston within the next 30 to 60 days. Contracting, junk removal, restoration store, so furniture stores. All of the furniture stores in Houston right now that are underwater, all of that inventory is toast. Grocery stores. Also, price of gas may go up. We get a lot of our fuel from Houston. If that stuff is seriously disrupted, gas prices go up. But real estate, if you end of the year, once things get somewhat better and you go to Houston right now and start building and buying houses, and I'll tell you a story in a minute. And I'll tell it to you now before I forget it. When we went to Mississippi to deliver some furniture to this lady and her husband, they were funny as hell. We went in the house and like back there is a wall. Just say where my ear is. All that below was ripped out to the studs. They're going to have to do all of that stuff in Houston. Over tens of thousands of houses that will not be condemned. These houses where the water is all the way up to the roof line, these houses may be condemned depending upon their structural foundation. So for the next 3 years, if you're willing to leave where you are, move to Houston, move, not visit, move, set up camp and help with the rebuilding of Houston, you could become a millionaire. Let me say that again. Now, most folks are not going to do this because you're going to have to leave where you're living. You're going to have to suffer. You're not going to be able to live in some nice accommodations and be close to the disaster. You're going to have to be in the disaster. People are going to be living in campers, trailers, RVs, tents for a while because it's a disaster. So just saying, I just saw a lot of devastation. I wish that I had taken pictures when we took that trip to New Orleans. I mean, it's beyond words that the stuff you're going to see. Once this water recedes, it's going to be weird. I remember we were driving and there was this apartment building and there was this car on top of this apartment building and we saw the wall crack and the car slide off the roof. I mean, it was just, we just sat there silent for 5 minutes. I mean, there are no words for that kind of stuff. You don't see that stuff. I used to work in an emergency room. I saw people come in with the chest cracked open, gunshots. I wasn't ready for that. Because it's like, this is so big and it's just miles and miles and miles and miles of devastation. You're driving for miles. Everything is jacked. Everything is destroyed. That messes with your sense of security. I know it messed with mine. So it's a whole different thing. But for those of you who don't know what you want to do, you young, you strong, it's going to be a ton of money to be made in Houston. I mean, all the disaster services are ramping up now. There are some people who've already left. They're already there. Let's see. Harlem World King. Patience is a virtue also. Who, what you know. Cash from Clutter. I like that name. I went through something like that. I was making an extra $1,500 a month, but it didn't feel like real money, so I kept trying to double and triple it at the casino. Big mistake. Yeah, that's wow. What's up, Starscreen? Wayne, very wise man speaking. Saw the notification and wanted to say, what's up, big dog? Welcome to the show. What's up, Diana? What's up, Michael? I mean, this is the thing, because you will see a lot of different things that will be going down in the next year or so on the channel, because I just feel that we are at a place where some people are more ready for truth. And also, with this recession that's coming, it's coming. I know people are like, oh, the stock market and all this stuff is coming. You follow these rules and these tips and you get your money right and you get your checking account so you get your stuff stacked. You're not going to just be able to weather this recession. You will be able to thrive. And I'm telling you from experience, this channel, which is done from 2009 up to the day, gross 91 years, 6 million, grew in a recession. It grew in a recession. So I'm just giving you what I have done and continue to do to push this thing, because with a recession and you have many people who are like completely just ass out, right? You will have so many people who will not have the ability to do anything. Like, one of the big problems, and I get a lot of these hotep messages, it's like, why don't you do this for people? Why don't you go to the community? And I'm going to tell you why. Say this as a person. And say this as a person. And say this as a person, right? All these people are in close proximity, and nobody has any resources. Nobody has any money. Nobody has any ambition. And nobody's really working on anything. I can go in and talk to these people, and a month later, they're going to still be doing what they're doing. You cannot do the right things with the wrong people. I don't care how well-intentioned you are. I don't care. I've tried it, and it has bit me in the ass over and over again, and I'm just not doing it. Essentially, this is the deal. I put the information out, and if something in you says, that's some good stuff, you're the right person. If you go, forget him. He just, whatever. You're a millionaire. Show me your mansion. Show me your Ferrari. You're the wrong person. My car is 14 years old, but it's paid for. That's really interesting, because there's a lot of people here on YouTube and the internets who say this stuff, and that stuff is leased. Nothing wrong with leasing cars, because I got someone ask me a question, do you lease your car? I'm like, it's 14 years old. Why would I lease a 14-year-old car? That makes no sense whatsoever. It just doesn't. So you have those things. For those folks who are still here, who are interested, there is nothing below the stream. After I shut it off, you come back and I'll have all of the links and stuff for you to sign up for the payment plans. Now, let's talk about the payment plans. I don't know when I'm going to raise the price. It may, $600 may be the same until I finish all the boot camps, or I may just come closer. I am thinking about rearranging. I got two of the platforms. I got a Gumroad platform and I have another Hustlers Kung Fu Dojo platform. I'm thinking about moving all of that content to Hustle Camp. Kind of like archives, resources, libraries and stuff, and just make that part of Hustle Camp. So if I do that, yeah, I am going to raise the price. Because, you know, people talk about the price, right? This iPhone, right? It's unlocked. I bought it new. It was $900. You know how many people will spend $500, $600 to $1,000 for a phone that they will trade in or sell and get another one within months or the next year? But money was not right to get something that can change the lives of their grandkids. Once again, you cannot do the right things with the wrong people. It's just like trying to turn that girl who was not meant to be your wife into your wife. I don't care what you do. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what kind of good dude you are. If she wasn't meant to be the wife, she wasn't meant to be the wife, and nothing you can do can make her be the one. Nothing. Zilch. And a lot of people have to learn that lesson the hard way. So, let's see. Diana Thompson, strengthens your confidence when Mother Nature gets a hold of you. I got my iPhone fixed, Mr. Cameron. Recession has arrived with Harvey. Wow, back in business. Could be, because 9/11 brought on what was coming. It was just kind of like, you have a pimple that's just like real small, and then something happens, and then the sucker just like turns into a pus-filled volcano in like an hour. Accelerated growth. So maybe Harvey will push this thing faster, because let's be clear, they're not going to come off that money to help these people very fast. It ain't going to happen. I was I wasn't like in New Orleans, but, selling, actually going to New Orleans, going to Mississippi, even it impacted some people in Savannah. I saw the devastation. I remember what happened to those people. This is not going to be quick, and they're going to continue to fight. Mark my words on that. And it's going to be ugly. There will be a lot of opportunity for entrepreneurs who are willing. Like I said, when I was selling furniture, I went to New Orleans. I made a lot of sales. And one of the reasons that we took some loads ourselves is everything gets disrupted. Like typically, if you're going to sell furniture, you're going to have to do either what's called white glove service or blanket service, where a smaller contractor will deliver it to their house and set it up. Or if you do less than freight, LTL, that stuff was jacked up. We couldn't find anyone to deliver. So many things were disrupted because a lot of shipping and supply chains were disrupted by Katrina. So we'll see that same fallout, especially with this being Houston. And that's why we went. And they were like, hey, will you deliver? And I was like, sure, we'll drive 7 hours. We'll drive. And we just got up in the truck, load up furniture, and deliver to the people. And they're very grateful. So for those of you who are willing to go beyond your normal, it's crazy opportunity to help people in need. I'm just saying. So I can't, or can I? You know what I'm going to do? Hold on a second. I actually screwed up. Hold on a minute. I did not send this. All right. If you're on the email list, you will get right now because what I can do is I can link this up. Yeah. All right. So what I'm going to do for you, for the folks who want to get on the prepayment plans, like I said, this will not be up terribly long, but what I will do is put this link. Well, I can do this. It won't last long because when I do it in the stream, it disappears. So that's, you can go to that page and all the payment plans and stuff will be there. And what I'm going to do is put it under the video and get rid of all this other stuff. Because like I said, this video will not be up long because we're going to have more little chats like this. Pre-payment plans. And this is also better. You know, when I was a kid, people used to have like layaway and stuff. Kept a lot of folks out of trouble. It really did. So make sure that it's still there. I'm using all this technology. I love the times that we live in now. And I got a lot of windows open. Let's see. So for you people who want to be part of the prepayment plan, or you can just go ahead and I'll put that up there later. For those of you who want to just pay straight up and get in and get started, I'll have that link in because I'm going to shut this down because we're at 41 minutes. And I think, let's see what we have here. I need to start this business. Working at Walmart is a lot of hard work. Pay is good, but I don't want to work at Walmart for the rest of my life. I can understand that. Truly, I can. So give me a second. The links for the prepayment plans are there, and then I will link up for the payment in full. And like I said, it kicks off today, probably tonight. It'll be the first 6 days, and then I'll start working on day to 7. So next week, well, it's today, Tuesday. So next Tuesday, I believe, we'll have our first live boot camp. Oh yeah, let me tell you about the boot camps. Boot camps will be webinars, and they will not be live on. I'm not doing it on YouTube. I'm going to go back to GoToWebinar, and I'll set it up, and then we'll have an overview of what you went through. You can ask your questions, and then we can get granular and very deep and spend more time on your queries. So I think that's going to be, oh, I'm in the blog. That is crazy. Here we go. So I can just put this in there. So you got 2 ways to pay. You can go ahead and you'll get everything. You know, I raised the price, you lock that in, you'll get everything because there's a lot more that's coming. So you go in here, make that little change. So I got the prepayment plan, and I'm gonna just put pay in full, put that link, and there we are. So let's come out of there. That's done. And let's see. And for those of you who are kind of struggling, let me be clear. I don't want you to put this on a credit card. I don't want you to go into debt. What I want you to do is sell something, create a hustle, and get the money. So there will be multiple boot camps. Like I said, I'm gonna leave this up for a while. Y'all can check that out, and then I will explain more. Because once again, and for those of you who will be around for the advanced stuff later on, messaging is very, very important. Messaging can be everything. Messaging could be the difference between a $2,000 a month hustle and $1 million a month business. Messaging is just that important. So with that, I'll check you guys later, and I'm out.